Josh is a great quarterback. You saw him, we could have had 10 sacks, but that man is so big, we couldn't get him down, and they did a great job scoring on us. But in the second half, we really kind of put it to them, and they did a really good job of getting that touchdown, and thankful for our Cardinal offense.
To go through that play one more time because it was so remarkable. I mean, it's going to be on the Hall of Fame highlight film for both of those guys, I think.
Oh, man.
Kyler running hard to his left, over by your sideline. Basically just decides he's got to get it up in the air, like you said, and he throws it up, and Hopkins is covered by three Bills and out jumps all of them.
Man.
How does he make that play, and what was your perspective as it happened?
Yeah, my perspective was I was on the left sideline, so I'm seeing Kyler rush to the left, and I'm like, please, just throw it. He threw it. All I see is D-Hop's big hands, you know, them 4X size gloves, got the ball, Cards win.
How much of a change has Hopkins brought to this team with what he's done on offense?
Man, he's brought that X factor. You know, we have a lot of X factors, but D-Hop is that X factor, and you guys saw that today.
Go celebrate. You got Russell Wilson coming in
Yes,
next.
sir. Thursday.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one.
How about that? Ed Werder already has Hopkins and Kyler Murray in the Hall of Fame. He said that's going to be on their Hall of Fame tape. I want to start with you, Tim. Just how does what we saw in that last play of the game happen? What'd you see?
Well, here's what's interesting. It's actually not a Hail Mary. With 11 seconds left in the game on the Buffalo 43-yard line, they're running a play to get some more yards, probably to have a better shot at the end zone, you know, on the next play. And so this really just ends up being Kyler Murray escaping out to his left, seeing Hopkins, and then giving Hopkins a chance. You know, so with 11 seconds left from the 43, you're not in Hail Mary mode. It ends up kind of just being a jump ball, 1 versus 3, as Buda Baker just talked about. As you see it here, they weren't running all of their, eligibles into the end zone. They were trying to get a chunk play, hopefully get out of bounds, and then have a shot probably from inside the 30-yard line or so. But instead, because Kyler Murray's ability to escape, he escapes out to his left and it just finds a way to get the ball all the way down there, and DeAndre Hopkins just continues to work for his quarterback. So it clearly is not how Cliff Kingsbury had it dialed up, but I think that's just kind of one of the things about coaching guys that are really good players. Sometimes it's not about the play that's called. It's about that guy stepping up and making a play in a critical moment. And, Hall of Fame or not, whatever Ed Werder is saying, for Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, they just played better than anybody else could play on that particular snap.
I felt like the Tootsie Roll, Al. We were counting how many Bills defenders were around Hopkins. How does that happen, Nink?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, it looked like the Buffalo Bills weren't in their final play defense, because usually there's a guy that's boxing out. There's a specific jump guy that you want to jump for that ball, and everybody's going for the football. That's a do not do that at the end of the game, because when everyone's going for that ball, you saw that it was a mistimed jump, and everyone mistimed their jump. Hopkins got up the highest and came down with it. But even if that ball was tipped in the air, you saw an Arizona Cardinal right there that could potentially have caught the ball if it was tipped up in the air. So I didn't think Buffalo was in their final play defense. You could tell that because they didn't box out that guy. They didn't have a guy on the goal line there. So they're going to watch this play, and they're going to be sick when they watch that play. Because they had an opportunity there to stop that play from happening. And Hopkins, at the end of the day, it's their best player. Jump ball, he goes and gets it, and hats off to Arizona. They had a heck of a game plan in the end of that game there.
It was the latest go-ahead passing touchdown for a Cardinals team since Josh McCown and Nate Poole in 2003. Cliff Kingsbury, right? That's bananas. Cliff Kingsbury now, new on SportsCenter, him talking about that miraculous, you could say, play.
Like you've said, even this week, how some of the catches you see Hopkins make are just so wild. You see so many of them, too. Where does this one even rank?
It has to be the biggest one of his career, maybe. I don't know. He's phenomenal. I went out of that game last week regretting we didn't get it to him in crunch time, or tried to get it to him in crunch time more. We had a good talk this week, and I've never been a part of one of those, so still kind of at a loss for words. But what a phenomenal play.
Hey, Cliff, what can you say about Kyler's game? He obviously is huge rushing touchdown to bring you back and then win the game with his arm.
Yeah, he's playing at a ridiculous level right now. I think y'all have seen it the last few weeks after that first month. Offensively, I feel like we've really settled in and mixing in tempo, and he's taking care of the ball, making great decisions, whether it's with his feet, with his arm. It's fun to watch. I mean, he's making us right on a lot of plays.
Hey Cliff, it turned out good at the end. The two previous drives when you ended up going with passing the ball, was that a look? Was that because of the look that Buffalo gave you guys that forced you into the pass, or was that by design initially?
Yeah, by design. We wanted to be aggressive in that situation, try to get the ball to Hop on some one-on-ones, and got to give Buffalo credit there.
Next up, please, Cam, Bob, and Catherine.
Hey, Cliff, just what was your vantage point of the final play, and then how tough is that throw and that catch to make?
Just to get the pass off was incredible. If you watch the replay, I mean, he's running and dodging and ducking, and I didn't think he'd get it off. And then to put that type of loft on it and give him a chance. And my vantage point, I couldn't see much, but I saw the crowd go crazy and just kept asking our guys, did he catch it? And they were going nuts up top.
Cliff, how happy are you to avoid overtime the way things worked out, and how happy are you to share first place in the NFC West?
Yeah, I mean, if overtime would have been what it took, that's what we were going to do. I could tell our guys believed, and we knew we'd let some opportunities slip, obviously, to put those guys away, and you got to give them credit. They're a good team. They play hard. They're believing in themselves as well. And, as far as first place goes, it doesn't mean anything on November, 15th.
This felt like kind of a weird game with all the trading field goals at the start, kind of a slow start, and then the end, I don't know, kind of felt like it was on drugs. So what would you say, just like feel of this game? Like, what do you make of how it went?
Yeah, I that's kind of how I feel. It's a good way to describe it. Felt like it was some back and forth, both teams kind of sputtering at times, not putting it in the end zone, and then it went crazy at the end. And, it's just nice to come out on top on a game that goes that way.
Let's wrap it up with the final four, please. Sierra and Kent, Richard and Josh.
You guys are on the right side of a close game. What does this do going into the shortened weekend with Seattle on Thursday?
It obviously gives us some confidence. We know it's going to be another dogfight on Thursday, and we got to get healthy and healed up quickly, and get celebrate this one for a few hours tonight, and then get ready tomorrow, because it'll come fast. But our guys like playing when the spotlight is on us, and I'm excited about Thursday night.
There it is. That's Cliff Kingsbury, head coach of the Cardinals. As we hear from Hopkins when he's up to the podium, we will take that live. Kyler Murray as well. And we'll also hear from Josh Allen as soon as they speak to the media. But I want to ask you very quickly, Nink, when it comes to Kyler Murray, he now has 8 games this season with at least 1 passing touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown. It is a unique challenge to game plan for him. How do you attempt to do that if you're a defensive coach?
It's really hard. I mean, if you're over aggressive, he's able to get out of the pocket, and then you see what he can do with his legs. So it's a balance of making sure that you press him in the pocket and make him feel the pressure, but yet not running past him, because when you open up those lanes, he can get in and out, run for first yardage, and throw the ball down the field. So, I think Buffalo did a good job in the first half, and then they come out in the third quarter, and Arizona scores 17 points offensively. So it was kind of like a back and forth struggle. Josh Allen throws 2 interceptions. So, it was sloppy football at times, but at the end of the day, Kyler got it done. He was able to come up with that last play at the end of the game and won the game for his team.
I'm glad you mentioned the Bills, Tim, because I do want to go there for you. You're talking about a Bills team that felt like they needed to prove something. They do that last week against the Seahawks with an emphatic win against who we've described as one of the best teams in the NFC. And they are 11 seconds away from doing it again against another dominant NFC West team. How would you assess this game if you're the Bills right now?
Well, you're disappointed, obviously, but they played a pretty good football team, and they really had a very good chance to win. I think Rob brings up a really good point about how, the Bills played defensively, really, but for a period of the third quarter, they've done a really nice job on Kyler Murray, and we're really frustrating him. Playing a quarterback like that, unfortunately, if it's not for a full 4 quarters, he can really make you pay at some point in that football game. But they ended up getting stops late in that football game, multiple stops inside of 6 minutes to give that Bills offense a chance. And I think that still, going forward, if you give Josh Allen a chance late in a football game, look, he can be as dangerous as maybe any quarterback in the game because of just his physical ability, how hard he is to get down in the pocket. We saw that late in the game. And then his ability to still kind of test all areas of the field, no matter where you are, because of how strong his arm is. And that was evidenced on the touchdown pass that he throws to Stephon Diggs with just about 30 seconds left in the football game. So, look, it's disappointing. They're going to feel like, they let one get away.